Hey guys, I'm here with Lowko, the Starcraft 2 slash just general Blizzard guy. Super popular YouTuber, super popular streamer. I've got a lot of questions, but I want to time limit because I want to go back and watch Dark versus Cyril. We're just hoping that Cyril wins, right? So let's try and get through this really quickly. So I already gave you a bit of an introduction, but if you want to go ahead and give yourself one, I guess, a little more concise.
Hey, I'm Lowko. I've been making videos on YouTube for probably upwards of 10 years right now. It's been a very long time already, and ever since Starcraft 2 has been out, I've been playing the game, I've been uploading videos, I have been doing a lot of live streaming as well, and yeah, everything is going really well. I'm really excited for Cyril versus Dark.
Yeah.
I think Cyril has a good shot at actually winning the whole thing, so
yes,
should
yeah.
be good.
Yeah, and we'll get into a little bit of more like I guess specific BlizzCon stuff at the end of this, but just like as a general these are questions that I am actually curious about. I don't talk to you too often, but I see that you're very successful, and that's super cool. But you stream a game that a lot of people consider to be dead at multiple points. Like everyone says, dead game, right? But
Right.
I mean, in terms of just like, hey, with your fan base, with your following, you probably could have gone to League of Legends or something and done pretty well.
Right.
So what was your decision behind that? Was it financial? Was it passion? Was it, hey, this actually makes sense for me? Or, what was the whole concept there?
Right, so I did consider going to another game at some point, and I tried some other games as well, but the thing is that I just didn't really like them very much.
Yeah.
It sounds kind of dumb, but I just sort of wanted to do whatever I like, because if your job, right, or I guess job, it's kind of weird to consider like YouTube and like Twitch a job, but if you're like your job is to make videos or content about video games, it's really dumb to play a game you're not actually enjoying as much as another one. So it's always been my goal, I guess, is just to play games that I actually enjoy. So if I'm not enjoying a game, I'm definitely not going to play it. And
Yeah.
if I wake up one day and I'm like, okay, I don't want to play StarCraft today, I mean, I'll play something else. But for like 90+% of the days, I just feel like playing StarCraft. And that's kind of where it's at, yeah.
I mean, that's really awesome to hear, and it's also, I think, a sentiment shared amongst a lot of like us content creators. Just we like really love StarCraft. But it's got kind of more like the technical thing. Like, what do you attribute to your success? I know a lot of people, especially for YouTube, don't think that there's quite a big market. Tons of streamers I talk to say like, oh, I shouldn't even bother uploading. Like it's pennies, and you actually have made quite the killer YouTube off of content other people just figured wouldn't actually make it. So, what do you attribute to that success?
For the most part, I think for YouTube, it's literally years of consistent uploads. And I feel like a lot of people are maybe used to, like how it works on Twitch, you get maybe a couple hundred viewers and you can maybe even do it full time. Whereas if you get a couple hundred viewers on YouTube, it's literally impossible that you get like, a couple pennies. So for me, I just uploaded for literally years. It was never my intention. Like, a lot of people consider it to be like worth it if it's like earning a certain amount of revenue, right? And that makes sense. But it was never my intention initially, at the very least, to make any money off of it. I mean, I started uploading RuneScape videos in 2008. And the thing is, in 2008, there wasn't even a partner program. No one was earning any money. So like, I just made videos because I wanted to share it with my friends, and it just sort of happened over time. So I think that's kind of the main thing. Like, just doing it just because it's enjoyable. That's kind of the thing that's going back to, I guess.
Yeah.
I think it's really obvious if you're doing it for the wrong reasons,
Yeah. I mean, do you attribute anything specific to the quality of your videos either, or do you think did you do a lot of testing with your what your audience really wanted, or do you think it was just really more about the dedication?
I think it's the consistency, but definitely also like quality that gets better over time. I can't watch my first videos. Like, it's just it just hurts. I sound so shy and like I don't know. It's just bad. But people still watch them every once in a while, so I just leave them up. But yeah, I think it's like just trial and error. Like, some people are naturally very good at making videos. I don't think I am.
No?
It just sort of has been like a lot of practice over time, and I think also like nowadays it's like sort of this set base, I guess, of what a YouTube video should look like, but particularly like 10 years ago, nobody knew what they were doing. Like,
very new Wild West market.
Yeah, like people started adding their camera in the videos, and everyone like was going crazy. It's like, whoa, like PewDiePie is putting a camera in his videos, and he's not even a girl. Like, what's going on? Like, it's mostly girls doing it at the time, but it's
no, that makes sense. I would say that as well, and you can comment on this. Like, I think there was that shift from like beginning 2010, it was everyone do everything, right? StarCraft 2 was the game anyways, and then it kind of shifted to like, okay, you better be the smartest. You better give us guides. You better give us like analysis. Trying to beat out the rest of the crop that was doing all of these videos. And now I feel like it's really swung back, especially with free-to-play, right? Being a huge success that,
Yep.
I mean, you seem to really do a very good job, despite being high master, sometimes GM, of being a casual guy. I know plenty of people will tell me that they love your stream and they think that you do a great job explaining, you know, what it's like, and you kind of make them feel like they're not nearly as bad at the game, even though you're playing at such a high level. So that was interesting. Do you think that is true? Do you think that a lot of your success has been around being able to capture all of the, I was going to say age groups, but I meant skill groups. There we go.
Right.
Skill groups. Or do you think of yourself as someone who caters casually or more, you know, dedicated?
Yeah, so initially when I first started making Starcraft videos in I think 2010, 2011, there were a lot of other creators around as well, right? And for example, Day 9 was very focused on making educational content. Mm-hmm. And there were already several casters on YouTube as well, and people were already covering so much. So I was trying to basically very specifically focus on helping people in 1 versus 1 in Starcraft 2 that were playing Zerg. You know, I was really focused on just one thing. And over time, I sort of just expanded to also doing, you know, some Terran and some Protoss guides. I started doing some live games, and I started casting some games, and it just sort of grew into more of a broader perspective, I guess. And while initially I was focused a lot on Zerg, just because I played that a lot myself, I started playing the other races as well. And over time, it's just sort of been focusing more and more, I guess, on casual content. It's weird because initially when I did a lot of guides, it was very obvious that was the content that people wanted to watch. Mm-hmm. And usually it would take a couple days to actually prepare it, record it, edit it, and actually post it. But these days I find that I can make a guide and, you know, some people will be interested in it, but just casting a game actually captures the interest of way more people. There's a lot of people that love watching but don't necessarily want to play.
Yeah, I know, I mean, you can say if you have the same frustration, I guess, sometimes, but I'll talk to other content creators and they'll be like, I worked on this video for 50 hours and it got 1,000 views, but I made this one meme and I got, 30,000 views. Is it frustrating to you, or are you just thankful that you can actually create any content and get generally good reception?
No, it's not really frustrating to me, but I know what you mean. I made a lot of guides in StarCraft 2, and I've been focusing on trying to produce best content. And then I've got one video of mine where I unbox 50 card packs in Hearthstone, and I get a bunch of legendaries, and that's one of the top 10 viewed channel views. It's a little frustrating. For example, last year, I built a new computer, and I recorded that for StarCraft viewers, and for some reason it's got 1 million views, and I'm like, why does it have so many views when I've literally uploaded thousands of videos for StarCraft? And some of those are really popular as well, but a lot of them are obviously limited to a certain amount of views. But I really can't complain though. I know that most videos will probably get upwards of 75,000 views or so. Anywhere between 30 to 75,000, and it's a lot of people.
It is.
If everyone was standing right in front of me, I'd be really shy, But it's less scary on
the whole BlizzCon stage, man.
Yeah.
So we were talking a lot about StarCraft, but you do generally you are kind of a go-to Blizzard guy. When people go to your website, your little banner is I think it's all Blizzard, right? Just everything though, Diablo included, which a lot of people tend to forget about. But I mean, did you try to actually work towards that as a brand, or was it just pure coincidence because you love Blizzard games so much?
Right. So that was actually a decision that I did consciously make. Basically, in university I studied small business and retail management, and it was focused on being self-employed and basically starting your own business. And one of the school papers I did was I think it was an analysis of the market or whatever. And one of my professors at school suggested hey, you focus a lot on StarCraft, which is cool. Can't you focus on, other games from the same company as well?
Oh, okay.
And I didn't really think about it very much initially. I was maybe, maybe it's fun. But I started trying out some of them as well. And I guess over time I have been transitioning towards other games as well. But initially I did focus a lot on StarCraft and then also on other Blizzard games, just because I wanted to give it a try. And it actually, it worked out really well. I think in particular people from Blizzard picked it up.
Yeah.
Which,
that always helps.
Yeah, it definitely helps. So, yeah, I did consciously decide, I guess, to do some of that.
That's really cool. And then kind of like expanding even more, I mean, your branding as Lowko TV has been quite good. You know, when I'm like, what should my YouTube content look like? I go to your YouTube as well as some others to kind of get some inspiration. I mean, do you attribute that to your major and that professor kind of helping you out? Or do you think that this was something that took so long to perfect? You know, it's been 8 years at least, right?
Right. I try and make everything look sort of like uniform, I guess.
Right.
And before I was able to do the whole YouTube and live streaming thing full time, I did a lot of graphic design. So I did web design for several years. So basically,
nice.
I would build my own websites and I would build them from scratch and then code them. And yeah, that's what I did for several years. So I always really liked the design aspect. Although these days I don't do it very often, I enjoy doing it on my own.
But you still make it cohesive, and you
right.
Yeah, it's really helped, I think, you as a brand, and then being able to also do so many things without losing, I feel like, your core viewership, which is very good. But it's something that has been. No,
I try.
Yeah, and then you also have, like, I guess adding on here, you have like this very nice personality, basically, right? Like if I go to Lowko stream, I don't get the same type of stream I get within Control, right? But it works absolutely for you to be that, I guess, that someone can depend on, right? And I think that Blizzard's also seen that, and why they like hiring you for things and putting you on the front page for stuff. But that's awesome. Do you see yourself continuing to kind of flourish with this, I guess, brand, or do you actually want to push more towards doing more games, variety games, or are you just, whatever floats your boat?
Right. So I think for every content creator, the dream is to basically be able to
do anything.
Right? Like if you know I'm gonna get 100,000 views doing the dishes and
that'd be great.
That'd be pretty cool, right? Yeah, it's always gonna be a focus to just do what I enjoy. I feel like it's very obvious if you see someone live stream or make YouTube videos of a game that they don't enjoy.
Yeah.
I think it's really dumb to do a game you're not liking. So I focus on once again what I enjoy doing, and I don't see Starcraft 2 going anywhere. I mean, I'm definitely going to focus a lot on, right now, for example, they announced just today the Warcraft 3 Reforged, not remastered. I keep saying remastered, but
Reforged.
And I love RTS games. I've been playing strategy games for so long, and I never really got so much into Warcraft 3. So it's coincidentally a Blizzard game, but
yeah. Aren't they?
I guess I'm always gonna I'm a bit of a Blizzard fanboy. People know that.
Yeah, we're getting along the whole idea of just it's as much of a passion project. But I know some people really they see it as a necessity to push towards something. But it sounds like your passion and genuineness has kind of been your driving force. So you shouldn't really lose it. You shouldn't try to do something you don't actually enjoy. So kind of going back into honing in StarCraft then, you also do some events, you cast WSGs and stuff like that. Do you see that as, is that something that you actually want to move towards more? Is it an issue that, I have to, because there's always that issue, I think you are seen more as a streamer and YouTuber.
Right.
And if you leave your stream for 4 days or stop uploading YouTube, right, then it's a huge deal. So is this casting thing something that is just I kind of want to mix things up, or is it something that you would love to push for and see yourself up on the BlizzCon stage, one day?
I mean, if they offer me to if they offer me to cast BlizzCon, I would love to cast BlizzCon.
How many people are going to say no?
I would love to do more casting, actually. I really, really enjoyed the casting in China for WESG. It was really fun. You are right that obviously if I'm not streaming or I'm not at home, I can't really stream. I actually did a hotel room stream this time around, and I prepare videos for weeks in advance. Yeah,
YouTube may be a little bit easier for that, but even still, if you were to be Rotterdam, maybe it'd be hard to do YouTube.
Right, all the time. The amount of events that Rotterdam does, you can't do YouTube and Twitch on the side either, right? So I do think that my own channels are definitely going to be priority, but I think it's a really good experience as well, just to be able to also say hey, I've casted, for example, this event, or if a company is interested in having me as a caster, I'm definitely interested in potentially giving it a try, right?
Yeah.
You're right. If it's going to be 2 weeks and I can't be home for 2 weeks, it's going to be a little difficult to prepare.
Yeah. And I'm just saying they kind of need Zerg casters. Actually, we're mostly Protoss these days.
If Blizzard is looking, if you're watching.
Yeah.
No, I would love to cast. Honestly, casting. I've never actually casted an official WCS event before.
It's pretty rare nowadays, right?
Right.
It's actually so hard, and I could do an entire different interview on this with you on how the casting scene is in Starcraft as well specifically. But yeah, that would take a very long time.
There's also so many casters, and the casters are excellent.
There's still so many ingrained, fantastic, experienced casters, and then there's only so many events. So especially if you're going to limit it down to WCS, so it really is. It is what most casters want to. That's the in, and then it's BlizzCon hopefully the years after. But it's really hard. It's not. The amount of Starcraft events are insane. Like we're not saying there's not Starcraft events clearly, but it is those like AAA quality type things. They're basically WCS, and they happen 4 times a year, right? Anyways, it's awesome to hear that. I think that you do a really good job casting, so that would be really insightful and interesting to hear. Kind of on the last thing here, as we want to wrap up here. I want to hear your opinions on this BlizzCon, since we're at BlizzCon 2018. Without, I guess, spoiling anything, I think everything's been announced that we heard. Well, I guess not everything, but like, let me get your thoughts on, I guess, going to Warcraft, but first Starcraft, right? So, what do you think about the war chest with Twitch? That was finally announced, by the way.
Okay.
I know it didn't appear on the opening ceremony.
I was gonna say, is that like okay? Cool.
Sorry, but yes, they did say it on the. I think it was a panel or something. It was on Team Liquid though, so we can freely talk about it. But yeah, do you see that everything is just moving so much in the right direction for StarCraft? That's why you're so confident. And yeah, in general, like, what do you think about all the announcements? The co-op, and then War Chest, and then DeepMind.
Right.
Kind of the big 3.
I think actually the DeepMind thing could be really, really big.
Yeah.
If somehow, some way, they manage to like beat some of the top level players with a self-taught AI, I think it would be really interesting.
Did you watch the AlphaGo stuff?
I didn't, but like I know it was absolutely massive because I've never really played Go and I don't really understand the game very much.
No one does really.
Right.
Seriously.
But like for Go or for chess, for example, you can understand there's like a calculable like amount of options, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Whereas with StarCraft, you have like limited information, so it's very difficult to.
The added thing is mechanical skill as well, right?
Exactly,
so which exists in chess and Go. So
yeah, but I think in general though, it's really exciting to see like those kind of projects. I'm happy to see that like viewership is still going up, which is kind of crazy. Crazy
amounts, doubling a lot of events actually from last year. So
yeah, so I can't complain. I feel like there's always going to be like that core viewer base for StarCraft. I feel like, for example, I don't know, like first-person shooters, there's a lot of people that move from game to game. Like you see people from like CS:GO.
Well, Call of Duty has a new game every year.
Right, but I mean, like people are a lot more, I guess, like floating viewers. I don't know exactly what the correct term is, but
that actually is a pretty good term. I'll use that. Yeah, sure.
But I mean, for StarCraft, like it's people that have been watching the game for like 20 years.
Yes.
Right, and a lot of people
dedicated.
will like watch StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2, or just StarCraft 2 or just StarCraft 1.
Exactly.
But like a lot of people are very. I guess connected to the community, or like a lot of people really, really enjoy watching it, and they have been for a really long time. So I don't see any of those people move away.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna probably just be more people right now, and maybe some of it will go down again. But it's always gonna be like a base level of people that are really excited for it. So yeah, I don't have any like terrifying visions of the future for StarCraft.
No, not like Zeratul. He had terrifying visions. No, not you. He's actually a fun commander, by the way. Have you tested him out?
No, not yet. Sadly.
No,
I haven't yet.
Oh, okay.
I did try the Warcraft 3 mission.
Yeah,
you try that, the Culling of Strahd?
Right. Yeah, so I have not tried that. So let's like move on to that, right? So what are your?
It's really good.
I mean, is Warcraft 3 going to be your next? Your additional RTS game? Because it's always so hard.
Yeah.
It's always so hard to find the other RTS games, honestly.
So I've played literally every strategy game ever since I was like 20, or since I was like 4 or something. So it's been like 20 something years, right? Mm-hmm. I've tried so many different ones, and I did play a lot of Warcraft 3 back in the day. I did like a lot of LAN parties where we did like tower defense all night. And
arcade games were like those are my jam as well.
Exactly,
that's where I got into Blizzard stuff.
And I did play the campaign when I was younger as well, but I never really played the 1 versus 1, at least not in the same way as I play StarCraft right now.
Neither have I. If I was playing ladder, I was also played like teams, so like really no 1v1.
Yeah. So if I can, I definitely want to like learn how to play 1v1 as well. I'm excited for it. I'm actually really excited for Warcraft 3 Reforged. I think it's going to be really good.
I mean, you tested it, right? So like, I mean,
it plays so good.
We all know well, if you don't know, sorry, the general idea that used to be said was that Brood War back in the day was more about macro and Warcraft was more about micro. Mm-hmm. And so it's a very different way of playing, even though they're both from the same company. Does that entice you, like the different change of pace for an RTS? And I guess one that's also finally really going to be fully supported by the developer again.
Yeah.
Because StarCraft 2 is the only RTS really Sorry to all the Age of Empire fans and whatnot that are out there, but now we're going to have another one that we can actually, it's going to have an active ladder, right? And it's going to be interesting. So yeah, I never really played it, but I watch people play. Do you watch any Warcraft 3 streamers at all?
Well, I watched a little bit of like Back to Starcraft, or Back to Warcraft rather. Like the guys are actually around here. I've been watching a little bit. I try and watch, some games from time to time, but I really do want to learn and like figure out how to do it myself as well. I mean, Todd has been trying to like get me to play Warcraft for a while. Yeah, it's like, yeah, you should really try it out. I'm like, well, I want to, but the thing is, the people that still play it right now, they've been playing since like, what is it, like 2002, 2003, something like that, right? Yeah. It's like trying out Brood War for the very first time, right? With Remastered, it's doable, but before that, it's like only the guys that have been playing for like 20 years are actually playing it. I feel like, especially once Reforged like releases, there's going to be a really good opportunity to like jump into it for the first time and really learn how to play.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to do it. It's going to be good.
Yeah,
I really look forward to it.
Well, good to hear. Are there any other, like you're more on the heart of the different games than I am, so like any interesting World of Warcraft stuff, because I know you were playing that Battle for Azeroth on your stream. I know you have played Diablo, but maybe tapered off a little bit, so has the Diablo stuff reinvigorated you to play Diablo?
I'll probably download the mobile game, but I'm not gonna like make videos for it, I don't think. Okay. The thing is, I kind of play a lot of the games that Blizzard releases, I guess. So I'll probably try out the new Heroes hero. In particular, apparently she's free with the virtual ticket, so I'll,
That's right, that
I'll have
as
to play some games. And like, Warcraft patch 8.1, I mean, I don't play as much World of Warcraft as I once did anymore, but I do want to like stay up to date rather than be like catching up on a whole expansion, so.
I mean, are you going to play Classic? Are you excited for that?
Oh yeah, I haven't played Classic when it first came out, or I didn't play Vanilla. But I already know the hype train is going to catch me, everyone is going to be playing it for at least 2 weeks, and then everyone realizes, oh man, it's frustrating, so like.
Yeah, you think you wanted it, but you didn't.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. But no, that's the same thing for me. I actually did play, but I was like so young and inexperienced. I thought like 1 gold is a lot of money, so it's going to be like an interesting experience going back in as a veteran gamer, I suppose. Our Classic was so long ago, really. So I guess that kind of wraps it up. I just wanted to thank you for taking the time to do this interview. I had some questions that I got answered, and hopefully you guys, learned something as well. And I hope you enjoy the rest of BlizzCon. So thank you again. If you want to do any shout-outs really quickly, go ahead.
You can follow me at Lowko TV everywhere.
Yes, his branding's very good.
Twitter.com, just Lowko TV, Facebook.com, Instagram.com.
Yeah, exactly.
Lowko TV everywhere.
All right, well, thanks again, and I will see you guys later. Bye.